Hello and welcome. It is I, Sylvia, coming to you live from beautiful Eastbourne by the Sea for the Energy Show number 119. And a wonderful good morning to dear Ilke and Marianne, who have joined me this morning to do something, to bring in the light. I think that's a wonderful thing and a great thing for this time of year, for the season. That could be any time, really. Anytime. Because we always need more light. And there's a lot of chaos and confusion going on all around us. A lot of stress, a lot of panic, a lot of all sorts of people running around like headless chicken, making strange decisions, lots of fears about the future. All these things are swirling around out there in the dark, in the scary dark. And we are here to light a candle flame and bring in the light. So good morning to Rani from Malaysia, and Jamazieh from Turkey, and Jamila, hello, welcome, and all you other people across time and space who are coming to join us here to bring a little light to the serious and dour situations in which we find ourselves. But on the bright side, that is such a good expression. On the bright side, we all carry the light inside. We do. That's a thing with human beings. Lioness, good morning. Yeah, that's a thing with human beings. They have a light inside. And in fact, I saw someone asking the other day of what attracts you to a person. And my instant response was, I'm attracted to people who are shiny. They have a light inside. And it has nothing to do with what they look like from the outside or how old they are, where they come from. I look for the light inside. And the funny thing, this is a funny thing again about people. If you look for the beauty, it will find you. If you look for the magic, it will find you. And if you look for the light inside, it will become revealed to you. It's a most fascinating thing, and something that the rest of the world still is working on, is to try and find the light, to look for the light, to look for what is right, what is good and true for me and you, what we have in common, the things where we can connect, all these things. But we need to redirect our minds and our attention. Take a hold of our attention like you would take hold of a galloping horse, or how you would take hold of the steering wheel of a car that's going really, really fast, and direct it towards where you want it to go. That's really the most important thing. The most important thing to learn, I think, as a person, as a human being, as we grow up as an adult, to be able to take control of where we place our eyes, where we direct our ears, where we tune all our senses in which direction we want to go. And the analogy with the horse and the car is actually really good, or an airplane, if you will. Because what we direct our attention to is what we go towards. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And when we think in terms of going somewhere, if the horse is just running out of control through the fields, the car's just sliding all over the place and spinning around. The airplane is doing loop-de-loops, and sometimes it's going down and sometimes it's going up. Well, that's in the long run just not good for us. So taking control of that, and first of all finding a direction, and then taking a hold of our controls and saying that way, we want to go that way. It may take a little while, little moment of confusion and having to reorientate, but once we've decided where to place our attention, that way, then we have a chance to go in the right direction. And so for me, that thing about finding the light is literally looking for the light, looking for high energy experiences and occursions. And I like that an awful lot. So, yeah, welcome, good morning, hello. Let's do some light things. Some light things. It is the season of lights, and this precedes all current cultural or religious practices by so long. So long. There was a time in humanity when people started to look. See, back in the day when humanity was young, they didn't have televisions or radios. And so for them, the great show before going to bed at night was to sit and look at the stars, look at the sun going down, marvel at the colors and the amazing cloud patterns on the horizon. And then the stars, first stars of the night, begin to appear. And if you do that every night, and that is your universal show that you tune into every single day with all your family and the elders and the other children, everybody's looking at the sky, everybody's looking at the stars, and everybody's talking about the stars. That would be a part of it. Nowadays, we look at something on the TV and we talk about it afterwards the next day. Did you see that? What did you think about it? Well, back in the day, humanity used to look at the great universal show every night. And they used to talk about it. And they used to become really familiar with the movement of the stars in a way that is totally unknown to us now. And so they would absolutely know when, for example, the solstice would come around, the winter solstice would come around. Everybody would know that. Not just this one family sitting by their one cave somewhere, but everybody who was alive at that time would know about that. And clearly, that would be a wonderful excuse to have a celebration, because now midwinter is here, and that means that the new year is coming. The turn into the new year, when the sun will come back and it'll be warm again. And I think that's just amazing. And when I talk about the season of lights, that is what I tune into. I don't tune into people beating each other over the head in a cramped supermarket and plastic toys and commercialism, or even religious things that have been kind of pasted over this truth of the winter solstice that goes so far back into the history of mankind itself. That is what I tune into when I think in terms of the season of lights. I don't know how you feel about that. Let me know in the comments whether you can get a sense of the majesty, yeah, that's a good word, of the majesty of the great universal procession as our little Earth goes round the sun. And the sun spins through the universe, the entire solar system, inside its galaxy, spinning through the universe. And there are special times, and winter solstice is one of them. And I think that's marvelous. And it's a marvelous time to reconnect with ourselves, with humanity, with our hopes and dreams, and with the light inside that burns inside every single human being and connects us with our ancestors across time, across space, back and back and back and back. A line of ultimate survivors they must have been, or else we simply couldn't be here today. We carry still the light inside, and with that their hopes and dreams. Through the millennia, through time spaces so enormous that the mind just boggles. And yet here we are. Here we are. And we, you and me, are here today. So, yeah, what are we going to do with our time together? Let there be light. That is just such a wonderful thing. That's such a wonderful thing. And I thought, okay, let's start with something really simple. I would like you to try and remember, not try and remember, but actually remember a wonderful time, a wonderful moment of your life that was somehow related to the season of lights. And I'm not particularly talking about being a young child and unwrapping a fabulous Christmas present here. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a memory from this time of year that you've had, that you've experienced, that has that quality of holiness, of magic, of this Christmas spirit that we have ourselves experienced at some time. As you tune into that, I'd like you to write down in your comments a quick description of such a memory for me. It was really quite interesting. I started to think about this one night last week, and I was really quite surprised about the memories that came to me when I started directing my thoughts towards that, towards memories of experiences where I really had a sense that I had connected with Silent Night, Holy Night, in that deep, powerful, mystical, magical spirit of the season, if you will. The season of lights. Good morning to Alex and Marina. Hello. Welcome. We are connecting with magical memories from the season of lights that are not necessarily related to noisy Christmas parties or, the English like to put on funny hats. But that deep mysticism of Silent Night, Holy Night. Yeah. Ooh, let's see what Lioness has found. So Lioness says, My aunt gave us homemade quilts that smelled of her cedar chest. The smells, coziness, and feeling safe and seen was intense. We were wrapped in them as we went to pick out our real pine tree. Ah, that is wonderful. That's really wonderful. That's that is a cocktail of energies. And I'm thinking in terms of the amount of light that the aunt packed into this material object that were the blankets. The amount of love that was packed into that object. And the blanket is a wonderful thing because when you put such a blanket around yourself, you really sense that. The the power of that. The love that is the light. I have a magic blanket too, so yeah. If you don't have a magic blanket, a blanket of your dreams, I highly recommend you make one, and as soon as possible. Doesn't mean you have to make a quilt. You can take a shop bought blanket, dedicated to be the blanket of your dreams. Stroke it, love it, put love into it. And if you do that every day for all the years that you use it, and every time you wash it or fold it, every time you make your bed, this becomes more and more resonant, more and more amazing, and more powerful. And you're sick, it will definitely help heal you. If you're sad, it'll make you happier. It'll keep you warm and safe. It's a wonderful thing. I recommend the blanket of the dreams. Ilka says, just past yesterday, when really everything was over and over with sparkling ice flowers, sparkling like diamonds in the sun. Oh yes, winter wonderland magic. There is just something about the purity and the beauty, the clarity of freshly fallen snow and icy mornings sparkling in the sunlight that just makes people's souls sing. It's just something that we respond to with such, oh, yeah. Silent night, holy night doesn't have to be in the dark. It can be when the sun is shining and sparkling of the ice crystals. Thank you so much for that, Ilka. That's beautiful. Linus says, there were sparkles in the snow on trees and homes and in our eyes. Yeah. See, when we talk about happiness or joy or whatever, there is a tendency to think in terms of jumping around like a crazy rabbit or like, one of those big parties where everybody's jumping around and shouting. And yes, that is a form of joy, but there are many forms of joy. And this snow joy on a sparkling day totally counts for that. It's very interesting bandwidth of energy, that is. Very good. Very good. Ah, Linus says, I just bought myself a satin comforter. Perfect. Perfect. So you put the love in and then make it more and more resonant over time, more and more wonderful, give it more and more beautiful qualities. And it's, yeah, make a blanket of your dreams. Really cool. Yeah. So give me some other examples of star moments of energy around this concept of the season of lights. One that I had, which was quite interesting. We always talk about the magic of Christmas and how, Father Christmas brings the gifts and all that. And this is something for the stupid children, and when you're an adult and you laugh at it because it's just so stupid that children could believe that some entity could bring gifts to all the children in the world. in one night all at the same time. And this is not laughable on so many levels. So at the energy levels, of course we can do that. Of course we can. And we can receive gifts of energy. And imagine you had the power to create these bubble streams of gifts, of energy gifts, that you could just throw across the land, and all the sleeping children, they would receive one of those. It would come to them, and they would dream about something wonderful. Perhaps they would dream about, I don't know, perhaps they would dream about riding on a carousel in the winter, on a winter fair or winter market. Or they could dream about, I don't know, some wonderful cake they've always wanted, or whatever. They would have a beautiful dream that might inspire them, that might raise their spirits. And wouldn't that be a great gift? Wouldn't that be of help to the child rather than another plastic figure or a toy, a hard toy? Perhaps we're not getting enough of these magical gifts given to us. Perhaps we don't give enough of these magical gifts to start up a generator, a flow, so it becomes easier and more wonderful. Ah, yeah, so give me some more memories, some more winter memories. One of my favorite winter memories that came up, and that was quite surprising to me, was one point, and I don't know how this came to pass. Mousebeck was already a teenager, about 13, but she ended up in a super duper winter snowy forest with her parents that day. It was completely unusual, completely unheard of. But so much fun was had, and the sun was shining, and the snow was really deep and really bending the branches of the old pine trees. It was just an absolute winter wonderland, with the sun shining through the trees and creating these blue shadows on the sparkling snow. And we just ended up having this enormous snowball fight with, I mean, gigantic snowballs, because the snow was so high on the ground. There was so much laughter and love and joy in that memory. Now, I had not thought of that in 60 years. And I was like, wow, yeah, that's the spirit of light. Lightness, laughter. That is a big part of light. And we forget that often. You know, as I said, there's this enormous bandwidth there. And you have Silent Night, Holy Night, which is reverent and still and deeply mystical. But then you also have that soaring joy and laughter of throwing snowballs at each other in a super sparkling winter forest. Beautiful. Yeah, and that's light as well. So many different flavors of light. Yeah, we had Lioness's comforting, warming, loving blanket. And that is light as well. So yeah, expanding our concept of light, of, well, if we turn up the light, obviously, turn up the power of the light, it is an expansion. We become aware of more things around us. It illuminates us. It enlightens us. You could say we become the Illuminati, the illuminated ones. Hilarious. Okay, let's see what Dita has. Dita says the kid aspects were waiting in front of the translucent glass window in the door to the room where the gift presentation would happen, and the candles were sparkling through that glass. Ah, very nicely described. I can see that. I can feel that. I can scent that. German Christmas scents. Yeah, and it's the expectation of magic, isn't it? The expectation of magic. There's magic there. And in a moment I will experience it. That's beautiful memory. Love it. Let's see what Marina says. If I can make that sit still enough. Marina says, I was walking with my dog. It was early morning, cold and clean sky with big cloud. And that cloud was like a positive, beautiful bubble, there to be fulfilled of wishes. Oh, yes. Oh, love it. Do you know, I love the way we human beings are designed to see messages in the clouds, to be excited and astonished and, well, enlivened. Light is life. The light goes out, life is over. Now, so we are enlivened by our interactions with the environment, with the sparkles in the snow, with the clouds, with the clouds shaping big bubbles that make your dreams come true. We are designed to react like that to our environment when we are energy high. It always tells me something. That always tells me something about the, the way human beings are designed. And we can talk about God or the great creative order, but something has caused human beings to be the way they are, the way we are. Whatever it was, whether it was a system, an AI, a big guy in the sky, who knows what, but or just a process. And by this process, we are here, and we have this capacity to be astonished and uplifted by all these things, by scents, by tastes, by smells, by our reactions to nature, by our reactions to other people. It's just marvelous, absolutely wonderful. I would love to hear some more spirit of the season, enlightening memories that you have. Be quite wonderful, quite wonderful. Something that came to me when Dieter was saying about standing in front of the stained glass window and seeing the lights behind. That was, as a young child, walking towards a Christmas fair in Germany in the snow. And that would be a big sparkling thing with oh so many lights, oh so many colored lights, so many colored lights, and being just coming from the darkness, basically the car park, if you will, round the corner, and there's this city of lights awaiting. Oh wow, it just blew the young child completely away. The mysticalness of it, the magic of it. And I am so sad that so many people, the stress of life erodes that ability away to step back into this magic, to step back into it, to not be all cynical and snarky and looking for the bad and going, fairground, they just want to make money from the punters. But it's only plastic, it's only pretend, it's only made. I mean, that destroys people, for God's sake. That'll give you cancer over the years if you keep doing that. But it just shows an erosion away from this state of grace, when you can allow things to activate and have them be magical. I can still do that. I can see it as through the eyes of a child, if you will. But it's not that. It's just dropping all the snarkiness, all the stress, all the misery, and allowing yourself to have that experience in the moment with the snow falling, with the ice crystals on the window pane, with the colored lights of a fairground in the darkness, with little bird hopping around on a branch, shaking little ice crystals loose against the blue sky. It's oh man, it's setting the direction towards magic. And this doesn't make you stupid or incompetent or anything. It just makes you happier. Oh, see what Lioness has. My younger brother and me had the best belly giggles that were long and steady bouts as we spun and spun in front of our lit tree. Fire in the fireplace, cinnamon and nutmeg filled the air. Ah, that's so sweet and so beautiful. Yeah, the spirit of Christmas, the spirit of the season of lights. It comes in so many different flavors. And I understand where the bar humbugs come from. So, just for our international viewers, a bar humbug is a person who, when somebody says Merry Christmas, they respond with bar humbug. Don't like Christmas. I understand where they come from. When they think of Christmas, they just think of commercialism and forced jolliness, and they don't like it. And I understand that. But I know that the bar humbugs, if they focused a little deeper and allowed themselves to remember the times, because they know how to connect with that magic, with that mystery. They do know that. They know that as much as any of us do. They just need to remember and to understand that being snarky and cynical does not keep you safe. It doesn't protect you. It doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't make you stronger. It doesn't empower you. It doesn't protect you from disappointment. I can understand that disappointment and trauma and all that can be a terrible thing. Yes, of course it can. Of course it can. Yes, I understand that. But number one, protecting yourself from disappointment is just not going to work in the long run. You're going to be disappointed again, and your heart's going to be broken again. But if you allow yourself to just allow yourself to open yourself to that magic unconditionally, just drop the shields, drop the protections, just let it flow in, through, and out. And let's just say, for argument's sake, 10 minutes later, you have a terrible disappointment again. At least you had the good experience as well. And if you don't open yourself up to the magic, then all there is disappointment. And that is no strategy of protection, especially in the long run. So, yeah. Yeah, okay. Right. That is something that I would like to recommend you do, is to think about this some more and to allow environmental triggers to remind you of other awesome star memories that you've had with the season of lights. One that's just come to me was I declared at some point that I wasn't doing Christmas anymore. I was only celebrating solstice. And on that occasion, there was a solstice party at my house. And I just remember a particular moment when the food had been served and everybody was sitting around the long table and the candles had been lit. Of course, it was already dark outside. Shortest day of the year, longest night. And yeah, I had a moment of looking at that, and it was like I don't know, like a painting. Like a painting from a long, long time ago. In golden hues, but it was here and now. And that just came to my mind under the heading of that. There's so many different flavors to the magic of the season. And I think this is a really good demonstration of the different flavors of the light. Right, guys, I think I would very much like to do a little exercise. And I would love you to join me, if you will. An exercise to encourage, to feed, to expand the light inside. So if you will, join me in the heart position. Point to the place where you would say, oh, that's me. That is I. And place your hand over that place and the other hand on top. And that's the heart position. And when we assume the heart position in modern energy, we let our mind and body and spirit know that we would like all of them together and at the same time, in the same place, doing something for the same reason, for the same purpose. And today, I think we're going to go simply for, I want to expand the light inside. I want to expand the light inside. Taking a deep breath in and out always helps. You know, when you blow into a fire, it loves the oxygen and it expands. And we're doing it the other way around because we're expanding the light inside. So you breathe out. Now you breathe in. To fan the flames of the light inside. Let's do that again. Breathe out a little bit of stardust into your environment. Now breathe in and fan the flames of the light inside. And some of you might begin to sense that is already working. Feeling more radiant, shinier. Perhaps we're feeling some tingles in the neck or top of the head, possibly in the toes. Because when the light inside awakens, so does the physical body and the energy body. And that feels good. And it's the direction for us that we're going the right way when we want to expand the light inside. Let's breathe out another little blessing. Take a nice deep breath in and fan those flames. And so now here we are at a place where probably we just need to open up the heart position and give more room here for this light inside to really expand out and all around us for as far as it wants to go and as high as it wants to shoot up like a fire fountain. And with every breath you take, the light inside can become brighter, more glorious, more shiny, more expansive, and illuminate more of what is around you, so you can know better what there is. You can see danger coming from a lot further away. And with that uplink, We can connect with our higher aspects, with our own soul. And then, of course, we also have this light inside, a downlink. Connect with the world, with the earth itself. Mind, body, and spirit. Physical reality, thoughts, and the energy system. Coming together, being one, all at the same time. And the light inside can make that so. Starting with the light inside. And then, of course, each one of us becomes a light. And the more of us there are walking around, well, the brighter things become. The lighter things become. And that's my final thing about lighter. I hate it when everything is so hard all the time. So hard. Hard work. Hard effort. It's hard on the body. It's hard on the mind. It's hard on the emotions. It's so hard. And I don't want it to be that way. I want us to be light. So much lighter. So that we can flow through life in that lightened state where we can see more and we can find directions we can go towards so much more easily and stabilize our incarnations, stabilize ourselves as we find new goals and pathways that we can move towards. And it should be easy and it should be fun. Light and fun. Now, in Star Matrix, starlight actually refers to laughter. Laughter. So I'd also invite you to remember times around this time of year when there was laughter, when something really funny happened, or something silly or ridiculous, and you just burst out laughing. Linus mentioned belly laughs spinning around with her brother by the Christmas tree. Yeah, that is another one of those different aspects of love, the aspects of light, our ability as human beings to laugh, which is a marvelous and amazing thing. An amazing thing. There have been so many, even the scientists have noticed this and wondered why it is that little babies start to laugh when you play peekaboo with them. Now, there's something happens in human beings that is really unusual. It doesn't seem to be that the monkeys do it. Light and laughter. Yeah, so I think that was good fun today. I would like you to remember that exercise. That was fun. To fan the flames by breathing in with that instruction of fanning the flames of the light inside. Shine more brightly. Don't be afraid. Please don't be afraid. So many things we've been taught are just 180 degrees wrong from true. 180 degrees wrong. The light inside has nothing to do with jumping around like a clown and waving your arms and screaming and shouting. Allowing the light inside to shine will protect you, will give you more illumination so you can see more, you can understand more, you can plan better. Encouraging the light inside to really rise up and be, this is a real energy thing, the light inside. It's probably your first circuitry. To really encourage that Allow it to connect up. Take off the old bushel that you put over your light. And be advised, it doesn't mean that you have to wave your arms around and scream and jump up and down on TikTok. It doesn't mean that. You can live your entire life quietly and unobserved and have that massive light inside that helps you navigate through your life and in a magical way illuminates the lives of others. I guess that's what being a modern energist is being all about. Let there be light. It always starts with one individual person, with you, with me, just one of us, two of us, doing their thing to encourage that light inside, to be strong, to be shiny, to help us find our way. Oh, in laughter and in light. Yeah, cool. So that was Let There Be Light. I hope you enjoyed today's energy show number 119. There will be one more energy show this year. It will be on Christmas Day. The calendar decrees it. I perfectly understand if I should be here completely by myself, and that's perfectly all right. It may be so that the next energy show, number 120, is the last one that I'm going to do. I will reassess what I'm going to do here with YouTube and for 2023, which is the 30th anniversary of my personal enlightenment experience, my moment of revelation, when I really did have that miracle expansion and I all of a sudden saw this energy thing. Wow, 30th anniversary, 2023. It's also the 25th anniversary of the Guild of Energists. So I'm thinking at the moment in terms of doing a member stream once a month for the GOE members instead of doing the energy show. I'll still upload videos on topics that are relevant and what have you. But if you're not a member of the Guild of Energists, I would heartily invite you to join. It costs very little and you get a lot of beautiful things because we are doing our very best we can to encourage our members, to love them back as much as we possibly can. You also get a beautiful foundation course in modern energy if you join the Guild of Energists. So, yeah, I would absolutely love for you to do that. Help us keep the lights on in the hard and join us in this awesome, awesome revolution where we get out of the old trapped labyrinth from the last paradigm, the 5 sense paradigm, and move into something new, which is not to fall back into old superstition and madness, as some people do under stress, but to bring love and logic on the same page for the first time in the development of humanity. So that there's not religion versus state and they have to fight with each other, but actually love and logic become one and the same, and we create more loving and more reasonable systems for human beings to go forward into the future. So I thank you very much for being here with me today. Thank you so much for sharing your stories and listening and playing along. And let us remember to do that at least once a day. Raise the light inside and shine like the radiant being that you truly are. With lots of love from me. Bye for now and have a fabulous week within the season of lights.